Good evening and welcome back to Conversation with Superhumans. I wish you all a very happy World Health Day. When we talk of health, the four most important component that comes to our mind, the first one being food and nutrition, the second one, exercise, the third one being good sleep, and last but not the least, a stress-free mind or good thoughts. But the question is this enough? If this was enough, why do we see incidences around us where we see many health and fitness conscious people also suffer many lifestyle and life threatening diseases? What is the missing link? The missing link is personalization. And to talk about the importance of personalization, I have a very special guest with me today who requires no introduction because he's well known nationally and internationally for his work on personalization, nutritional, and functional medicine. He was an ENT surgeon and now turned into a functional medicine doctor. He has been honored with many titles and awards globally for his work, and his vision and mission is to help and empower people with sustainable health and well being by using an integrative, holistic, three dimensional approach that considers the mind, body, and spirit. And today we have an amazing opportunity to learn from his knowledge and experience. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Dr. A. Shri Kumar. A very good evening, Doctor. It's a pleasure and a privilege to have you here.
Yeah, good evening, Aniratha, and it's a pleasure for me also.
So, Doctor, the concept of nutritional and functional integrative medicine is a very new concept to most of the people, and especially in India. But you have been working in this field for more than a decade now, and you have seen and produced such amazing results. So I think there could be no one better than you who could explain our viewers the concept of what is this personalized lifestyle modification and what is this nutritional and functional medicine.
Yes, one of the greatest question, I think and the answer may be too long, but I wanted to keep it very brief. To be precise, we know very well we were being hunted by lifestyle diseases for last 3, 4 decades.
Right.
Initially, it was only diabetes, heart disease to some people, but now we know it is encroaching to each and everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to block the diseases with medicines, maybe surgery and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened is we were not able to find a curative answer for most of the diseases. And it started building up, building up, building up. In between, epidemics came. And today, I don't want to take much of your time because it is the lifestyle disease and the pandemic has come. And all the people were pushed behind door.
Right.
And the particular reason for this is we were not looking differently. We were only looking at the disease and attacking the disease.
Yes.
But why the disease came, it is because of the loss of function of a particular organ or particular part of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look into the organ, your organs or your body is made up of single unit called cells.
Mm-hmm.
And there is an actually dysfunction inside the cell, and that is causing most of the problem that we see today.
Right.
And none of these disturbances can be stopped by any medication,
Right.
can be cured or healed. So the function of the cell is of great significance. So that is how the functional medicine has come in a big way.
Right.
Initially, it was on a very small, subtle start,
Mm-hmm.
but the science was only supporting functional science or functional medicine.
Mm-hmm.
It was never supporting the clinical medicine that we are talking about
Yes.
because these medicines worked only outside your cells.
Yes.
So when it came so big, and we know today that okay, we are looking for vaccines, we are looking for medicines,
Mm-hmm.
not only for epidemics and pandemics, but also for variety of lifestyle diseases that you will be seeing,
Mm-hmm.
and all age group and all are being cornered.
Right.
So functional aspect of the body is of great significance. If you can sustain the function in any level, in any type of environment,
Mm-hmm.
you are a successful person. So
Absolutely.
success of a person depends on how you keep your body functionally sustainable. So I will say this functional medicine is otherwise known as a personalized sustainable health. Okay.
Absolutely. So, what, in your opinion, is the role of genetics and epigenetics in this personalization? How far it is important?
Yeah. So I think some few years back, the genes have been deciphered in man.
Mm-hmm.
So we know the DNA which has come. So we thought that okay, we are coming to the revolutionary medical history and medical science. But what happened is genes have shown only one thing.
Mm-hmm.
All the humans have the same gene, no difference. Then why there is a difference in disease and why there is a difference in other things? So
Right.
when this came, so then started the new field of genetics known as epigenetics. Epigenetics is nothing but the expression of your gene. That is why there is a sex difference, there is a personal difference, size, shape, character, behavior.
Right.
Finally, it is health and disease. Okay. So epigenetics decide your health.
Mm-hmm.
Epigenetics decide your disease.
Right.
And you have to do anything for the genetic expression. But again, the problem came with how to find out this epigenetics, because a lot of genetic epigenetic testing all over the world is there. Maybe I am the first person to do epigenetic testing on me and my wife, some I think around 9 years back when it just started. And
Yes.
we have this much of big booklet. It's with me with all the, maybe you can say, all the astrological things about what can happen to us.
Uh-huh.
But finally, there are a lot of things which you have to understand. Epigenetics, there is on one side when you say this can cause a disease,
Right.
there is some epigenetic manifestation which can block this phenomenon also.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the epigenetics, what you are seeing is not being presented in most of the people.
Mm-hmm.
So epigenetics have a big role. So you have to feed or give a nutrition or nutritional supplement to a person,
Mm-hmm.
and primarily based on your epigenetics, and that decide your lifestyle. So that is one of the most key factor, but that is not the only deciding factor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. So, so we are curious to know, like being an ENT surgeon, what actually inspired you to choose this nutritional and functional medicine over the conventional modern medicines?
So once I got specialized in my field of ENT and head and neck, I was growing in that same field, started from simple ENT to head and neck surgery to base of skull surgery, and finally to the cochlear implant. I
Mm-hmm.
understood one thing because I had known most of the lot of stalwarts in this field of surgery,
Mm-hmm.
and most of these people were of the opinion we have forgotten somewhere in the basics.
Right.
Though we have grown technologically and scientifically, we called it science, but it was a technological growth,
Mm-hmm.
but that was not never backed by science.
Right.
So I had to go behind, and that inspired me to look into the basic biochemistry.
Mm-hmm.
When after 15 years of my post graduation, I took my old biochemistry textbook and found that what all things we are doing to treat disease is absolutely wrong. It is against the our biochemistry. So then my intention was to how to balance this biochemistry. So that is taken me to so many places. Took my fellowship from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Then I became the faculty there. Then I became faculty. Then I started teaching organization in India,
Yes.
Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, even US, UK, and most of the countries they was teaching and all these things. We are doing fellowship programs even in India.
Mm-hmm.
I think a few people from Calcutta also is a fellow, because even the income tax commissioner from Bengal, he joined for the course just for curious to understand how to preserve his life.
Right.
So some years back. So a lot of people from different quadrants, not only doctors, but also from different areas, they have joined.
Mm-hmm.
And it has taken me further and deeper into the scientific aspect. If you ask me now, even though I am talking about maybe genetics or biology and all, actually I am linking that biology with chemistry and physics.
Right.
So it has gone much deeper. So this is my inspiration from there. Now I have reached here.
Amazing. We need more doctors like you, sir. So,
Thank you.
would you agree, like, if we say that most of the health problems or lifestyle diseases can be prevented, managed, and even reversed in many cases by using this lifestyle modification? And how far do you think that the genetic predisposition test can be helpful in this process?
Yeah, most of the almost 98% of the lifestyle diseases can be prevented.
Hmm.
And when you come to the genetic aspect, only chromosomal anomalies we cannot manage.
Right.
Chromosomes, which is damage, already happened when the child was in the mother and the chromosome change happened. So you cannot reverse that. All other epigenetic changes and lifestyle diseases can be reversed, provided you manage with the epigenetic, what I call it as an epigenetic reprogramming.
Right.
So you can reprogram your cells using your epigenetics and the metabolism. So metabolic management. So actually, I have combined the two: metabolic care, metabolic assessment, metabolic care, and all these things. I have maybe diabetes. Even at the age of 79, I have reversed,
Wow.
and there are a lot of cancer patients, a lot
Yes.
of cardiac patients, a lot of autoimmune disease. You can say maybe now it has crossed more than 350,000 clients
Amazing.
in wellness practice, not only from India. I know that, okay, most of the states people used to come, maybe I used to go there or manage them, and different parts of the world they
Wow.
used to be benefited. So it
Amazing.
is amazing area where I think now a lot of doctors are also practicing. We
Yes.
have got a strong network of doctors, not only in India, but in Indonesia, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand,
Mhm.
US, UK, Middle East.
Right.
So,
That's amazing, sir. So, one more important question. We see a lot of premature aging these days. So, I would like to know what is your opinion on aging? Like now that the revolutionary concept of telomeres have come up, and now we know that aging is related to the size of the telomere. How far do you think the impact of lifestyle on the aging process, and can it be slowed down or reversed by making improvement in the lifestyle?
definitely, aging and lifestyle is closely linked. Aging is a process which normally happens. The human lifespan is 127 years. So 70 years or 80 years is not age. You cannot say it is an old age.
Right.
You can say that aging can happen after the age of 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I have formed maybe a small initiative,
Mm-hmm.
but it is even now on the infant stage. It is called 100 plus club. It is not to live for 100 years, but to live till your last breath. So
Right.
that means you can. What I believe is aging is in your mind
Right.
actually, and the mind has to understand that, okay, you can stop the aging process or reverse the aging process
Mm-hmm.
or slow down the aging process.
Right.
What things we see today's lifestyle disease is
Mm-hmm.
nothing but age related disorders. So that
Absolutely.
is why there is no treatment.
Yes.
Supposed to happen at above 100 years, you are getting at 30 years or 25 years. That's the
Mm-hmm.
problem. So you have to correct it. So aging and this thing is reversible.
Mm-hmm.
Telomere is one of the parameter. So don't count on telomere alone,
Mm-hmm.
because even telomeres also have got two edges. In
Yes.
some cases, you can see telomeres lengthening is related to cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to understand one thing: telomeres have to be, everything has to be balanced. Balance is the key,
Mm-hmm.
not just lengthening. So telomeres measurement and all the things which has been in practice, but it is slowed down because of these findings. But it should not be. I feel that it should not be slowed down because it has got a lot of things. Because a doctor or somebody who is managing aging should know that telomere has to be balanced.
Right.
Not that too much long telomeres are not helpful,
Mm-hmm.
and natural things like exercise, vitamin D, sunshine, all these things can improve your telomeres.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So, what would be your advice to people on health, and especially in a challenging time like now, where the number of COVIDs are increasing? How do you advise them to take care of their health, and even otherwise?
So, yeah, yeah. In this challenging times where most of the people are being affected directly all over the world,
Hmm.
even though you don't have COVID, even though you are not positive, but you are affected in so many ways directly.
Yes.
So the most important thing that I understand is because if you want to treat any disease, there is no medicine.
Hmm.
The only medicine that can treat any disease is health.
Yes.
Improve your health. Improve your health. Our health is your asset. So what all things you can do, balance. You when the health means it is only a balance. So that balance has to be kept whatever you are, whether you are in a smaller level, whether you are in a higher level, or a highly successful person,
Right.
you have to balance the health in a much better way. And so health is the most important thing, and which we have forgotten how to balance it. So
Yes.
balance is the key. Okay.
Absolutely, sir. So we really wish we have more doctors like you. It was such a pleasure talking to you, and thank you so much for joining us today and giving your valuable time to us. It was
Thank you.
amazing and very informative and insightful conversation, and I'm very sure that after hearing this, this will create an awareness among people about the role and importance of personalization and how important is their health, especially a holistic approach to health. Thank you so much,
Sure.
sir, again for joining us. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
See you. Take care. Thank you very much.